I just want to go on a quick rant. I'm gonna entitle this video "The Court of Law," quote unquote. And the reason I'm doing this video is, I always hear people talk about, oh, well, this or matter or that matter, wouldn't stand in a court of law. And what do they mean when they say that, right? What do they mean when they make that statement? What they actually mean is that if we were to go before a judge and go by what is made up, they wouldn't accept this or that, whatever the subject might be. But I think it's funny because all these people, gloss over the fact that these laws and regulations are just made up by just regular humans like me and you, right? Like people literally in their morphed a view of reality, they treat the law of the land as like some type of like moral decree given down from like superhuman beings. That's ridiculous and retarded. Like, that's literally how they treat, the law of the land. Like, it's some type of, like, wholly unquestionable documents and regulations given down from, supreme intelligent beings beyond mankind. That's literally how people view the law of the land. But nobody addresses the fact that it's just made up by just regular humans. And more often than not, just corrupt and untrustworthy humans. But I just find that funny. Like, everybody sits there and acts like, oh, well, the court of law is like, the highest that you can get, whatever that law dictates is like the end all be all. But everybody glosses over the fact that all of those regulations are just made up by a couple human beings. Like, isn't that just retarded and stupid? And you know what I also find funny? Like, I'm gonna disown the United States a little bit here, right? Because this is mainly where I'm hearing this hot garbage from. But here's a funny thing, right? Like over here in the United States, there's, they have their slogans that go, liberty and justice for all, right? And all men were created equal. Let's focus on that point, right? So all men were created equal according to American standards. But yet, the ironic part is even Americans don't really believe that because in their society, they have lawmakers, which are literally just regular humans that they believe have the power to morally change how we all have to live and act. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. So you can't on one hand say that all men are created equal, but then on the other hand, you believe there are some men who have the power to dictate and regulate everybody else. Like, that logically doesn't make sense. That logically contradicts itself. You can't have a society that holds a moral standard that, oh, all of us are equal, everybody was created equal. But yet in that same society have 300 guys or whatever that have the power to change reality. Right? We're living in an artificial reality here. When I say artificial reality, I'm not talking about like some type of, a neo matrix or simulation theory. I'm talking about this day to day life that we gotta live. In line with these bullshit regulations and commandments. And this really is a authoritarian country, right? The United States is really a authoritarian country. You gotta play by the rules, and if you act out of line, then you'll get clapped, right? You'll get whacked and then clapped. Inside joke. No, but seriously, you could get beaten to death. You could get, man, a lot of stuff in prison going on. But the point of the matter is that this country demands nothing but obedience and subjection to whatever the people in charge demand. Anybody who dares to act out of line will be severely punished. That's not a free country right there. And dummies out here will think, oh, I'm free because I can wear an Eagles hat and, cheer for my whatever football team I want and drink beers on Sunday. Right? That's all it takes to convince a American that they live in a free country. Just give them football, give them internet access, just give them whatever they want. But sure, gloss over the fact that they're in debt, $250,000. you know, glance over the fact that you'll never own a home. Glance over the fact that they're working for $10, $12 an hour. Going to be working the rest of their lives, right? Gloss over that fact, right? Like say for instance, there's this cat in the comment section that goes by the name of Jill. Hey, look, all you got to do to convince that guy that he's a free man, just give the guy, a couple dollars for snack money with his, SSI payment each month, and then maybe throw some free housing his way and give him access to the internet to join YouTube live streams to debate people all day. Like, and again, that's really as simple as it gets, and you'll convince that dummy that he's a free man, just by giving him just those little handouts like that. It's hilarious to me. But again, it's very easy to control a population, right? Hey, if you control the way that people think, you can control the population. That's why they want you when you're young to go to these education centers. In fact, here's a good fact for you. Did you know that in the United States, you have to send your child to school or you could get your children taken from you? Right? It's the law. Inside joke. But it is the law that you have to send your children to school. Right? Or even you could do homeschool, but the point is you have to have your child in some type of school program where the government might step in and claim that you're neglecting your child. Or say, for instance, a whole nother trend over here is that, say, for instance, if your 5-year-old son claims that he's actually a girl and you decline that, maybe you give him a spanking for saying that, you could get in trouble for that, right? According to the government, you got to go along with his commands. If he wants to start wearing, princess outfits and, dye his hair pink, then you got to let him do that, according to the U.S. government, because if you don't, that could be considered child abuse, or that could be considered to be abuse of a child. Again, this is just, it's remarkable to me. This is Babylon the Great right here, right? The word Babylon means confusion, right? America is confusion. First of all, the word America, which America got its name from an explorer named Amerigo Vespucci, in case you didn't know. But the word America, by definition, means bitter. That's what the word America means, if you look it up. So this is Babylon the Great. This is the land of confusion. Right? Dummies telling me, oh, Babylon's over in Iraq. It's like, dummy, you literally can go over to Iraq and walk through the remains of ancient Babylon. Right? But we're talking about modern day Babylon, right? Revelation 17, mystery, Babylon the Great, mother of harlots and the abominations of the earth. Yeah, that's the United States. Ain't no Vatican, ain't no damn Jerusalem, ain't no damn Iraq. It's retarded shit. There was a dude recently who asked a question on a live stream. He was like, what do you think about, like, have you ever heard the theory that Gaza might be Mystery Babylon, right? It might be that great city. What, I was laughing to myself. I was saying, like, hold up, what? There's really people out there that are teaching that bullshit? Like, did you know that Gaza's population, like, before the war was, like, what, 2 million people, right? 2 million people? Like, how the hell does that line up with the book, right? A nation that reigns over the earth, Revelation 17, verse 18. The woman you saw is that great city who reigns over the kings of the earth. How the hell is that Gaza right there? I mean, as far as I know, Gaza is basically wiped off the map at this point. Oh, that was the fall of that great city. I mean, come on. This is stupid. But again, it bears record to the hot garbage that idiots believe on the internet these days, right? They'll believe anything they hear. It's crazy the nonsense and garbage people are making up. But I don't want to go too far off topic from the name of the video, right? But, I want to give a quick shout out to a man named Larkin Rose. You can look him up on YouTube. He wrote a book named The Most Dangerous Superstition. And it's about, like, the myth of government, how government logically cannot exist, logically doesn't make sense. It's just like a religion. And that's what government is. Government is a religion. There's a group of people who are in power, just regular humans, and they have the power to control everybody else by their opinions and feelings. And anybody who acts out of line will be beaten up and hurt. Got dumbasses on YouTube like, oh, government is a form of good. Form of good? Well, first of all, what good have they done for you or me? Like, seriously, somebody answer that question for me. What good have they done for you or for me? Like, seriously, I don't think anybody can logically, rationally answer that question without acting like a dumbass. But again, people are not capable of being consistent with themselves, it seems. As I gave the example earlier, oh, a free country. But yet in the same country, There's 40,000 different regulations and laws. Here's another bonus I'll throw on for you. Did you know that America has the world's largest prison population? I believe there's 4 million people in prison across the 50 states. Look that fact up. Look it up. Did you know America has the world's largest prison population in the world out of all 195 countries that exist on the earth? It's like, hold up a second. What? You're telling me it's more than Russia? It's more than North Korea? It's more than India, which has a population of, like 1.4 billion people? Like, how the hell does that make sense? How the hell could America claim that it's like the world's most free nation, but then it has 4 million people in prison and has 40,000 written laws and regulations that everybody has to obey? Americans are a bunch of scum and knuckleheads. And on one hand, oh, I'm free. Can't help you. Like, I see muscle mans out here at Walmart, decked out with don't tread on me hats and t-shirts saying, I can't hear you over the sound of my freedom. It's hilarious to me, right? Like, say, for instance, like these guys that are, flying their guns out there, like, oh, my, what is it, Second Amendment right? The right to bear arms, you'll take it over my cold, dead corpse. But yet the funny thing is, if the government changes their laws and regulations, they'll be some of the first people to hand their now illegal items in to go along with current regulations. Like, say, for instance, like if the government bans, like, say, a certain size of magazine, right? Like, say if there's like a 15 round magazine, but the government bans that and says you can only have like a 10 round, just for hypothetical example, these guys will be hand that in without a problem. Like, sure, here you go, master, whatever thou says. Oh, if you say I can't own a gun in this area, then whatever you say, master. If you say that I could get in trouble for, defending my home and my family, whatever you say, master. Like, did you know that across the states, there's different regulations as far as like, say if somebody breaks in your home, if you use a certain thing against them, then you could get in trouble for that. Like, say, for instance, if a guy breaks in your house and, is trying to get through your door and then you stab his hand with like a screwdriver or something, you could get in trouble for that. You could get in trouble for that, like, seriously. Right? Or you're trying to get in and then you hit him with a box cutter knife. You could get in trouble for that. So again, they would reward the criminal and actually lock you up for defending your home and your family. That's not a free country. So again, the challenge is on the table. Somebody prove to me how America is a free country, because I beg to differ with you. Like, sure, there's other countries I can acknowledge in the world that are more authoritarian than the United States, but that doesn't mean that America is not a authoritarian country. Like, that logically is just retarded. That would be like saying, well, yeah, well, North Korea is authoritarian, but since they are, that must mean Russia's not. Like, that logically doesn't make sense. So I agree there's other nations out there that are more strict than the United States, but that doesn't give America a pass. America is authoritarian as well. And I've laid out multiple examples as to how that is. People just are ignorant and rather just, praise America, right? Fly that red, white, and blue, and, deny these facts. But I don't want to make this video too long and drawn out. I just want to go on a quick, rant about these, quick subjects. And I'm going to close the video up there.